I kept seeing the same stranger every day until I realized why he never looked surprised. Every single day, at exactly the same time on my way to work, I started noticing the same guy standing on the corner near the crosswalk. At first, it felt like a coincidence because it's a busy street, people come and go all the time. But the strange part wasn't that he was there. It was that he was always doing the exact same thing, looking at his phone, then glancing up right as I walked past him like he was expecting me. And after a few days, I started feeling uncomfortable because no matter how early or late I left my apartment, he was still there at the same moment. Like my schedule didn't matter to him. So one day, I decided to test it. I left almost an hour earlier than usual, thinking I wouldn't see him. But when I reached that corner, he was already there, standing in the same spot. And this time, when he looked up at me, he didn't look surprised at all. He just nodded slightly, like we had done this before, and my heart started racing because that meant this wasn't random anymore. So the next day, I took a completely different route, one that didn't even pass that street, and I told myself I was just overthinking everything. But halfway through that new route, I saw him again, standing at another corner like he had been waiting for me to show up. And that's when I couldn't ignore it anymore. I walked up to him and asked, "Do I know you?" And for a second, he just stared at me like he was deciding what to say. And then he smiled in a way that didn't feel normal and said not yet. And before I could react, he stepped closer and lowered his voice and said, "You always ask that question on the third day." And I swear, my mind just went blank, because I had never spoken to him before. At least, I didn't think I had. I asked him what he meant, but he just shook his head and said, "You never remember this part." And then he walked away, leaving me standing there trying to understand what just happened. But the worst part came the next morning when I woke up and everything felt normal again, like nothing had happened. And as I walked to work, I saw him standing on that same corner, looking at his phone, and then glancing up at me right on time like he was expecting me. And for some reason, I didn't feel surprised anymore. And as I passed him, I heard myself say something without even thinking. "Do I know you?" And the moment the words left my mouth, I felt this strange sense of deja vu, like I had said it before. And he just smiled the same way and replied, "Not yet."